go ahead and y'all already know what it is. It's Tarot at the Dark, where I introduce myself. For those of you guys who do not know me, I am Goddess J. Reed Ma'at. I created Tarot at the Dark because as I was healing myself, I felt like, damn, as spiritual as I am, it would be nice to have a place where we can go talk and chop it up and be down to earth, but still believe in what we believe in and be spiritual and healing and can laugh and have a good time and still talk our shit while we drink our wine and while we just be down to earth. If you smoke, 420 friendly, but just be able to talk about love, relationships, and just healing overall in those specific areas, intimacy, and have real grown conversations and unveil ourselves while we drink, while we have fun, and just let it be something where we literally can connect comfortably. So that is what we're doing today over here with Tarot at the Dark. For those of you who do not know, please follow all of my social media handles, which is Tarot at the Dark. Join me for Tarot at the Dark. Join me, the number 4, Tarot at the Dark. I have guests every 2 weeks, so come on in, enjoy yourself. Every 2 weeks there's gonna be somebody here talking about love, intimacy, relationships, self-love, and we just down to earth, and we just talk our shit and have fun, but have these spiritual conversations while we let our hair down. And I think that is beautiful, and that is like the perfect way to be intimate. Like it's a beautiful thing, because intimacy is not just sex. So we all getting intimate, so get y'all fucking drinks, your pajamas, or whatever make you feel sexy. You see, I got the fur today, I got the extra today. So I wanted to let y'all know that today our topic is going to be about sensuality and sexuality, and hence, just this feeling, got the feathers, hence the energy. We're going to be talking about sexuality and sensuality and how to use it to transmute energies. And I have a young lady here by the name of Artsy today. She is awesome. She is dope. Like, literally, the energy is just so amazing every time I talk to her. And I just felt like, you know what, I need her on the show, because she's trying to, each one teach one. She's trying to teach other people how to get into their divine femininity and, embrace those parts of yourself. And I'm going to let her continue to elaborate. But, hey, usually when we talk about sensuality or sexuality, you think sex or, these type of things. So I wanted her on my show really today, because I was like, you know what? Let's get deep into it, and let's find an expert and somebody who does this. So I want to introduce Artsy. You can go ahead, ma'am, and come on. Let these beautiful people see your face, girl. And I want to welcome her to the show. She is amazing. She is dope. She's a beautiful soul. And I just want y'all to know more about her. So before I just keep talking, because I've chatted patty, especially because I'm so passionate, I want to bring on Artsy. And can you tell them a little bit about, first of all, who you are and what it is that you do?
Yes, most infinitely. And again, divine evening, everyone. Divine evening. I hope everyone is flowing well, and I hope everybody plasma or day has been very abundant. And yes, I go by the name Artsy. I'm a healer. I'm a mother. I orchestrate different events. I also esoteric events at that. I also orchestrate a womb healing class, womb alchemy. And also I do a class for men as well. I like to keep everything balanced and keep that duality and flow going. And I am very grateful to be here tonight, to even say. And I'm very grateful that you hold this space. Like, I'm very grateful for your platform, for you existing, because we need this. We need this type of leeway to actually be ourselves and be able to express ourselves fully.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. So, okay, can you tell them a little bit about, first of all, what you do, how you got on this journey? That's the first thing I want to know.
Yes. So for me,
baby, you guys, it is what it is. Her message that won't get diluted. Still pay attention to the energy. I just wanted to say that because, I wanted to give Miss Artsy the floor and make sure that you guys are just pre-prepared to know what you're going to be listening to sonically. But she has so much energy to give, so just please listen to what she's saying. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I had to let these people know because I didn't want them to get off track. So this was my way to bring in the energy back so we could, boom,
Yes.
like focus on you and your message. So yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I deeply appreciate that. And for me, my journey started about 6 years ago now. Really, I was really going through a very dark time. I was at my low point. I went through different spots and spells of being very angry and everything. And I really just got fed up and tired of my own self and my own shit. And I was changed. I was like, when it comes to religion and all that shit wasn't hitting for me anymore. And I was just like, like some shit gotta give. I know it's more out there. So I was willing to like do more research. And as I was doing more research, that helped towards me remembering who I am and how I'm supposed to pretty much keep myself balanced and continue to thrive and be there for myself so that I'm able to really be there for everyone else. Right. So it started, like I said, about 6-7 years for me. And again, me being that angry person and me pushing everybody away from me, me going through that loneliness, me being okay and accepting it. It's okay to go through that and just pushing through. And that led us to be like where we are right now. Me just simply
so beautiful, that journey. Like, wow, you think it's something so detrimental happening, but it's happening for you. Like, that is so awesome. And that sounds like what you were experiencing. So that's amazing. I'm so glad to hear your story. Thank you for sharing it. So when it comes to sensuality, because I want to break it down for people who may not even know what that means. When it comes to sensuality, what is sensuality to you?
Sensuality for me is really keeping that Kundalini energy flowing properly, making sure that it's just like this. Right. So keeping that flow, because that is sensual. Like the Kundalini energy, the divine feminine energy is divine sensuality. So it's like remembering that and keeping that, making sure that you like staying creative. So for me, like me staying tapped into my creativity, like in different ways, different avenues on how I expressed it, that really helps me maintain and form what sensuality means to me and the energy back behind it. Like to formulate that bond in a balanced way.
Right. Oh my God. So, okay, when you go on how would you know if you're being sensual or not for people who may want to know that? Like, how can people incorporate sensuality in their daily life?
So, like, doing things like, okay, for first thing, I always ask people, what is their mood started? Like, what is their thing to turn them on naturally? Like, what is the natural way that you naturally get turned on by different things? Is it touch? When somebody touch, like, are you sensitive to touch? So first thing I always ask, like, what are they, what is their set off when it comes to their senses? Yeah. And from there, when I ask that question, then I'm like, okay, boom. All right. So then I can recommend, like, okay, if you're into the touch and everything, well, then I can give out like a ritual that a being can do when it comes to touch to get in tune with their self more. And it don't even have to be like really explicit or anything. It can simply be like just doing affirmations, going with the sage, just doing it slow, taking your time.
Yes. Okay, girl. Okay, y'all better pay attention to what she's trying to tell y'all, because that's energy, right? You welling, it's like energy. It's like reeling in that energy that you want. Okay, so incorporating. So when I do my sage, I gotta do it sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay, get that bad vibe off me. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so when you coach somebody, like say somebody comes to you, and how do you know if someone has blockages when it comes to whether or not they have a healthy relationship with their intimate selves, or if it's a toxic relationship with themselves? Like, how do you determine that?
I would simply sometimes depending on based on a person's energy would determine how I approach them. Mm-hmm. But like it's a real bold person, I straight up ask them like, do you do spiritual masturbations?
Well, now you gotta, straight up. Wait a minute, what's that? You gotta tell us the people, because you know we gotta get on your level with this. So
like I always recommend, like, some people be like, you know, really uptight when it comes to masturbating. And of course, I understand that because, like, when it comes to, like, porn and stuff, like, I get that you can get lost in that stuff. And it do make you pretty much formulate idea of illusion about whoever your partner's with. So you want your partner to be the person that you're seeing on the screen. So because, you know, we done had to break from that and transmute that. So a lot of people still not comfortable with masturbating. So I be like, you can do it in a high vibrational way. Like, you don't have to be in a low vibrational way. You know what I'm saying? You watching unbalanced beings do what they do. You can tap into that vibrational way. So like, meaning like, say for example, it ain't gotta just be our sisters, but I'm gonna dedicate this to the sisters out there. So say sisters, you know, you going through different things, like say if it's you are unstable in your environment and everything, take that space out for yourself to do a ritual, do some affirmations, and masturbate. Actually take time to feel yourself. Actually take time to tap into your energy to get that creativity flowing and stuff. So just taking out right there, y'all, just throwing it out there to do a ritual, a dedication and appreciation to you and your energy and honoring it like that. That would amplify that sensuality and sexuality as well. And, of course, amplify your power.
Okay, so when you say ritual, can you break down what that means? Of course, I'm sure you know, and a lot of you guys may know, but for those that do not know, because everybody don't know.
Yes.
But when you say ritual, could you break down what that means so that way the audience is understanding what you're saying and how to follow this thing now, because, you know...
Yeah. I have no problem. Okay. So, to me, a ritual is what you create. Your day-to-day routine is what your ritual is. But when you take time to incorporate and to put more thought and meaning in that day-to-day routine, then it's even more meaningful, and it's going to equal the amplifying of the success and the power. That's going to determine the success and everything. So, like, for example, I always like to give beings, like, your ritual is simply what you do each day when you get up and you got your own little routine. So that's your ritual. But actually being more mindful and attentive to what you're doing, even when it comes to the spiritual aspect of yourself. So, for example, what I'm referencing right now, so like right now, I'm over here stating about a ritual that can be done when it comes to masturbating. So a ritual that can be done when it comes to that can be whether it is from you taking space out to do some affirmations, and you got whether your wand or whatever instrument that you would like to use when it comes to masturbating, your bullet. And you actually setting the intentions. This is what you're thinking about the whole time while you masturbating. Is those affirmations that you wrote down. And while you doing that, when you get to the climax and the peak of that, you're going to really think about the ultimate thing, like the main goal of the manifestation. As soon as you do that, I want y'all to come back. Look, Goddess J. Reed.
Honey, we are powerful.
So you can see how quick that manifestation coming to fruition, because now you are tapping into your sensuality and sexuality at a high vibrational way. So it's going to occur even quicker.
Right. Exactly. So, okay. So, and I do this on purpose because I don't assume that everybody in my audience overstand or understand. So even with that said, I like to just get clarity. So when we're doing this, how do we connect to these energies where we can manifest better, where we can, have happier lives, quality lives based off our relationship with our own bodies and our own selves? Like, what energy are we tapping into? What are we tapping into exactly? What are you connecting to?
Okay, so for me, I take time, like it's all about what you send your attentions on. So like for me, when I do any of my sensual practice and my sexual practices, it's always set with divine intentions. So whatever I'm doing is to amplify. Like, so me, I just take time out to specify which area that I need to amplify, which area that I need to grow and work on. So it's just like taking space out to like declutter and actually see which way you want to tap in. So for me, when I do it, it is tapping into the divine and connecting more with the divine energy, with my Kundalini, with my chakras, keeping them aligned. So tapping into that energy. And not only that, honoring my ancestors as well, because that is also part of honoring your ancestors, is tapping into your sensuality and sexuality. Our ancestors is some very, very interesting and very kinky beings. Now, a lot of people don't like to state that, but that is all the way honesty.
Right. Okay, so really quickly, just because I want people to be following this, when you say Kundalini, what do you mean by Kundalini and chakras?
Okay, so your chakras you have these different energy centers in your body. Like right now, you sitting just like this in a meditative position, or you just sitting right there in the chair. Regardless, you still sitting in alignment. So you got different chakra wheels in your body, starting from your root chakra all the way up to your crown chakra. So all of these energy centers are very important and vital, and it basically wells your reality. You taking space out to learn more about those energy centers, you can now be able to manipulate and balance your reality even better. Yeah. So yes, you have these 7 chakra wheels in your body, again starting from your root to your crown. And if you would like some more information on that, also let me know, because I do different classes and cleanses when it comes to that, breaking it down even more.
Yes, definitely. And so, for example, just to give you a small example, say your crown. What's your crown? Your head. So the things associated with your crown would be your thoughts. The things associated with your crown could be your mouth, your speech. Okay, so just think these chakras are connected with these certain parts of your body. So I wanted to break it down that way you totally understand that what she's talking about is connection and getting 100% in tune with these parts of yourself, right? Just to be sure that that's correct. For the people. Yes. So, oh my God. Well, first of all, it's really awesome that you have this connection with yourself and that you have used your sexuality as something powerful. Do you have a story of when you didn't feel like you were this powerful in your sexuality?
Oh yes, most infinitely. Some of the partners I've dated, because they're not fully tapped into their sexuality, it formulated like depletion on my end. So me like losing interest, you know what I'm saying? And me losing interest, I lost interest in myself. So it definitely, I had to go through like using different techniques to even get back that connection with myself first. Because I'm like, if I had this connection with myself, I can't fully connect with another being fully. I can't expect this person to always hit my spot each time when I don't even know how to hit my own spot. So it's like, going through that dark time. It was dark times. Going through the can be, but it's still, I be telling beings, long as you take time, don't look at it as like, dang, I ain't getting this, I ain't getting that. Take that time to cultivate your own energy. So take time out to, okay, instead of you worrying about like, oh, okay, this person not doing this and that, you do this and that. And you experience that with yourself. And share your experience, most importantly. Share your experience. Do not be afraid to share your experience. Because us esoteric beings in the community, we love the transparency, and that's what we pulling out more. Hence why we even here tonight. And that's why I keep saying I'm so grateful for you. For your platform.
Space, because we need to be able to look this type of stuff up on YouTube. We need to be able to sit down and get this knowledge on how to become these powerful, we are powerful beings, but how to tap into it, and instructions on how to do that. And and then in that family sense where it's like we could be naked here, we can be transparent here, because that's what this is about. And this journey is hard. It's hard as you make it, but it can be hard. I mean, it's duality. It can be light, and you can feel like the best ever, and just be just up there. And what when it's up and it's stuck, and you feeling great, and you feeling yourself. And then there's those moments where you just feel like shit, like hellistic states, and you feel like hell on fucking earth. And it's like to have a space where we could talk about how to balance out your energy in any of those situations, because you don't want to get too high and you don't want to get too low. And like Janelle Monáe say, we want to tip on a damn tightrope.
Exactly.
Okay. So you know, that's the whole point of this space. And so back to segue into what you're talking about, because this topic is very juicy and it's very important. I know a lot of times our sexuality is either we are trained by experiences, whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's, you know, basically somebody took your sexuality and they made it what they wanted to make it by exploiting it, which usually is some type of sexual abuse, or it's what we see on TV and we think, okay, we have to look like this, we have to dress like that, we have to be this thick, we have to be this small. Like our sexuality is kind of like ran. But to really tap into your godlike energy and that vibration to where you really can use your own sexuality is power, because baby, sex sells. I'm your damn if you sell a cereal, honey, and you make it look sexy, everybody gonna go buy that damn cereal, because that's just what it is. That's how it works energetically. And plus, you know, sex is, could you do me this favor and tell me to you what is sex? I'm gonna explain afterwards what is sex to me, because I come to find sex happens before you actually physically have sex. So what do you think about that?
Sex to me is sacred energy exchange. Like, I deeply, deeply feel that resonates with me, because that is what it is. Like, you literally exchanging energy. So I always like to remind beings, be mindful of that energy exchange, unless you know what I'm saying, because regardless, it's going to play out. So be mindful of who you exchange.
Yes, ma'am. You got that right. And it could be any form of an energy exchange. You just want to, you want to be, you want to be in control of that. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of what you're partaking in. Whether it's a conversation, whether it's something you're watching, whether it's something, whatever your body is experiencing, it's like, you know, that's a yin and yang, that's a friction, that's a vibration, and it goes somewhere, and that somewhere controls your vibration. When you watch, you gotta watch what you put inside of you. So I wanted to ask you a question and ask you, what did you think about intimacy? What is intimacy to you?
Intimacy to me is a bond. Like, what a bond is, agreement, basically. A bond is an agreement. So it's like having that intimacy is forming that bond. That bond determines everything. How well you know what I'm saying, weld that bond, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's an even exchange. But that bond, you got to formulate that bond with yourself, and then that's going to attract that like-minded bond. I always like to remind beings of that. So having that intimacy with yourself, that bond with yourself, will equal that full ethereal bliss type flow, that full balance, that divine darkness flow.
Right. Yes, ma'am. And so I posed all these questions because I want you guys to understand just how deep this conversation actually is, because some people may not understand that when we say intimacy, she's talking about your rhythm and flow in your life, and how you really experience these experiences, and how she's trying to show you how to experience it at its highest level, so that you feel so good and you manifesting all this good energy. And not only that, understanding what's happening with you before you can interact with someone else, so that way when you get with someone else, your union with that person is so gigantic, because you've already assessed what you do and don't want, what you do and don't like, what makes you feel good, what all these things like that. And so let me know if I'm correct now, but that's where you're going right with this thing, because I don't want nobody to get lost. We want you to keep
right on the head.
Okay. So, you know, what that look like. So say you bend down to pick something up, you know, really experience what that feel in your body when you bend down. You know, stretch your leg, you know what I'm saying? Feel the arch in your foot if you arched your foot. Arch in your back if you arch your back. Because guess what? That make you mindful of your body. That make you mindful of everything that just takes place when you bend down. Like, am I correct when you talk about intimacy? You're talking about it from that space as far as really getting involved and experiencing life on a whole other level.
Right? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Everything is accurate. Having that, like you said, that rhythm and flow, that cosmic flow.
Yes.
That cosmic flow. Yes, ma'am. That was accurate.
So I want to ask you this. So give a few examples of like when you're having like intimate moments with yourself through the day as it relates to intimacy and the what we were just talking about.
Okay. So me getting up in the rising and me humming and singing to myself. For me, that is a deep, intimate moment with me. Me actually taking time out to, again, tap into my throat chakra to also transmute anything that needs to be transmuted. However, I'm feeling like me coming straight out the dream state. Say if, you know, not every dreams are always pleasant. So say, you know, I got some mixed feelings or mixed emotions. There's a way I can transmute that really quickly. So right there, that's my form of having that intimate moment with myself. Having that, forming that bond and, you know, welding that bond with myself. It's just me getting up in the rise and humming and singing and transmuting whatever that's in my mind and my thoughts that need to come out.
That is really, really awesome. I can just picture it now. Like, I can see it. That is so good. And when she say transmute, she's talking about, say you woke up with a bad feeling. Transmuting that, like acknowledging how you feel, why you feel the way that you feel, and making a conscious choice to put yourself back in a higher vibration. And is that what you mean by transmutation, right? Or transmuting energy.
Yeah, that is exactly what I mean. That is exactly what
And so I want y'all to feel empowered. I want y'all to hear what is being said here. So just know what she's talking about is you keeping control of your life and staying in the driver's seat of how you feel. How you feel exactly. How you manifest. How you feel is your vibration through the day. Imagine somebody irritating you all day and you like letting them do it and shit, and then it's like your vibe is off. You like fuck it. Your energy off. A motherfucker just threw your day off. Imagine, you know, something taking place that was transformational and you just went into shambles and shut down. And it's like, think about how much stuff that has affected. So it's like not saying not to have a real moment with yourself, but it is saying be mindful of the moments, be mindful of what's going on, be mindful of yourself. And so let me ask you this. I have a really quick question. So how do you get the most powerful manifestation far as when you're having this sensuality experience and you're transmuting dark energy with the sensual part of yourself? Like, how do you get to that? How do you like, if I wanna roll in a great day in hell, we gonna say $1 million. We just gonna hypothetically say, how could I really be powerful? How would I channel that? What would I do? How would I do it?
One thing I would recommend is that trusting in yourself, that trusting in your power for one. So having that trust with yourself so that you're able to actually feel the words that you're saying if you're taking a route or doing affirmations. So actually knowing that each word that you stating is already coming into fruition, like believing in yourself that much that you know that every word to come out your mouth, like this is what I want. So being mindful and attentive to the words that you're using. Yeah. So being more I always tell beings be descriptive in their affirmations. Like get descriptive, get detailed. The universe is detailed. Yeah. If you don't like something that's been playing out in your reality, that means you need to be more detailed with the universe.
Right. Exactly.
So one thing I recommend is those affirmations. You don't have to do that route. You might not be feeling up to talking using that throat chakra. Just meditate on it. I'm big with the visuals, visualization. Your imagination is everything. Yes. So doing little visualizations exercises, whether that's you actually staring at like different esoteric pictures and stuff, and you formulating and transmuting that way, like what you seeing, you know, going over what you seeing and how it make you feel what you seeing, or whether you're doing it and pure like out of your mind and you just like focusing on the color and focusing on how to make you feel. So doing color therapy.
Yeah, I love it. And other tools you can use are vision boarding, visualization tools, and just tools where you can look at it and you can really, it takes you to a place emotionally where you just see you see yourself doing whatever it is you want to do, feeling whatever it is you want to feel, having whatever it is that you want to have. So, you know, those are visualization techniques. I like to break all these things down. She's an extremely intelligent girl. You go ahead, honey. Yes, I'm loving it. I just like to break it down because I just want people to leave here and really be able to bring it in and use this as a tool where they can run this back and be like, damn, you know, how can I manifest the things that I want in my life, and to feel the way that I want to feel in my life, and be in control of how I feel, in control of how I respond, control of how I live, controlling where I work. I mean, to be in the driver's seat of your life. So I really do think that that's awesome, that you do have that. What are some things that you've manifested? A couple of things just from being in that vibration.
More esoteric and like-minded beings that are supportive, and also patience. Patience. I took time. That was a big one. That was something that was needed at one point when I was struggling with getting fed up. You know, my tolerance was running low, so I took time to transmute that and tap into my sensuality and manifest more patience, which played out even better because now that me doing it that way, I have other beings that also can give that same energy back. So that's one. And also more events. Like I took time to tap into that and create okay,
about that.
So that was one as well. That was a big one. And I love that. I love that experience.
So when you say events, what could you tell them about the type of events that you do or you go to or that you throw?
Yes. Okay, so for me, I do both love and light and darkness. Like love and light and darkness. So one of the events that I was one of the hosts of was the Soul Group Festival recently. And that was beautiful. That event was catered to literally anybody tapping into their creativity and want to express that with the world, want to share that with the world, to amplify their growth and just coming together and supporting each other. Because, we all spread out and everything. So we be needing those moments to get away from our environments and come together with the spiritual community. That's one event that I do. Give me 1 second.
Take your time, honey. Take your time. I hope y'all learning something. I hope y'all writing stuff down. I want to go ahead and give out the phone number to call in if you have a question. It's 770-681-6679. Again, you can call at 770-681-6679 if you have any questions regarding sensuality. If you have any questions, give us a call. I'm going to say it one more time. The phone number is 770-681-6679, and we're talking about sensuality. We're talking about how you can use your energy to manifest the life that you want. If you have any questions and you want to know from Artsy, beautiful Artsy, if you have any questions regarding how to use your intimacy in a way that's going to reel in that powerful life that you want, call in and ask questions, because that's why we have this going on. So again, 770-681-6679 if you got any questions. Okay, back to you, what you reeled in when it came to your sensuality. Like, what's one of the most powerful things you reeled in?
I would say tapping into my wisdom more. I didn't really know that could also be another avenue of, like, you know, tapping into like past life wisdom, and again, remembering who you are, remembering your ultimate power, remembering all your capabilities and abilities. I didn't really see that could be a significant way of tapping into that, is like by tapping into your sensuality. So that's why, like, it's all about that intention. Like, whatever intention you set, whether you going back and you saying like, hey, I'm gonna do a sensual ritual to remember something or something like that, it could be that deep. Make it intimate. Make it intimate and knowledgeable. You know, make it again that bond. Make it meaningful, something that you will remember. So it won't just be like meaningless. You just going through the motion like we may have been when it comes to our sensuality and sexuality.
What do you mean by going through the motions? So people can know what they look like versus what they probably should look like when they're trying to do this.
Okay, so going through the motion is you just doing stuff just to do it. You're not even feeling what you're doing it. You just on autopilot when it comes to stuff. Like, we can have sex so many times that we just be on autopilot. We're not even feeling it anymore. We just there. So like when you get to that point right there, that's just going through the motion. And it's not with something that you want to upkeep, because that is depleting your sensuality. And for some others, like I said, they can be really excessive, meaning like they might be doing it all the time or some shit, overstimulate stuff. So, you know, you need to dial it back. You need to find another way to slow it down and bring that feel back. Tapping into your senses more. Again, formulating more creativity when it comes to your intimacy with yourself, no matter which way it falls.
Right, exactly. Well, I hope that y'all learning something tonight. I most definitely feel like I totally can resonate with this. I feel like when I got more in tune with myself, I feel like everything went up from there. Like, once you don't have a connection with you, it's like you look for that connection outside of you. And that can be very dangerous if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, because now you come from a needy place, and now you come from a place of needing something outside of you to make yourself feel happy or to make yourself feel good on whatever level. And so I definitely appreciate you being here tonight. I appreciate you talking about the importance of intimacy with yourself, the importance of being intimate with life. And so I wanted to ask you, just because for two things, I want to first ask you, how do you be intimate with life when it's non-sexual?
That's a great question. Give me 1 second.
Yes, I am very excited about this conversation because I think it's so important. Like, this is so important. A lot of times our sexuality is controlled. We think, and then our mind frame centered around sexuality is so small in contrast to what it really, really could mean for a lot of people. And so I wanted to have this conversation tonight, and I thought it would be perfect to expound on these things so you can be happier in all your relationships and in your life and just be comfortable. So, okay, go ahead and explain to us. First question is going to be, how do you have intimacy through your daily life without sex? But then the second question is going to be, how do you do it with sex? So the first question is, what is intimacy, and how do you do this without being sexually involved with someone or yourself?
Okay, so if you're with someone where the intimacy, like, you don't really have that bond, is basically what you're asking. Like, you don't really have that connection with them. Like, how do you still tap in?
Right. So how do you have a sensual connection non-physically? For example, say that you're alone and you're smelling flowers or doing something simple as dancing. I know, like, a lot of strippers and a lot of burlesque dancers and a lot of dancers that dance to a certain type of music, they tap into their sensuality and their sexuality without having sex, but they go to a certain place for them to experience that feeling, to bring out that energy.
Okay, so yes. All right, so doing things like what you just said, like tapping into dancing or literally simply going outside and grounding with nature, that is a way that you can still tap into intimacy in a non-physical way. Or simply reading a book could be a way. Like people get stimulated for reading books and things like esoteric books. Like it don't have to be like you actually tapping into like actually touching somebody physically. You can formulating other avenues of creativity.
Definitely. So that's how you can do it. I thought it was very important to talk about intimacy in a non-sexual way, as well as a sexual way. That way, y'all also understand that sensuality and intimacy, those things are fluid, and those things are not just sex. Like you're actually always, because sex is friction, right? Sex is something where it's like this thing and this thing does this thing to create a feeling, to create an orgasm, to create some form of an energy. And so that energy can come, you can do that by smelling a flower, being in tune with the flower, touching it because it's soft, smelling it, and then going to a place where you use your imagination and just, oh my God, this flower smells good. I could picture whatever you picture with this flower and this smell, and it take you to a place. It's a full experience. And so I wanted to talk about it from that perspective, but from a sexual perspective, like, how do you feel it looks like, or what does it look like when two people are practicing sensuality together? What does it look like when two people are actually physically and sexually, they're involved physically? How does that look?
1 second, guys.
Oh no, take your time. You know how it is here. It's all good. She has a baby. That's just what's going on. But we're gonna still get these messages out, because you know what? That's what women do. It's like you passing out this knowledge, but guess what? You still giving life. You still got your baby. You still you here, but you there all at the same time. That's a gift. Y'all better know it. It's a power to be respected. And here, it will definitely be respected. Like, this young lady is throwing events, a mother who is actively involved, as you see, and just got sense, okay, and know how to use her own energy. And that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about using your energy to manifest the life that you want, and understanding that you are in control of that energy, all right, and thinking bigger about sex, thinking bigger about sexuality, thinking bigger about what that is, and this vessel you have, and this energy force you have within inside of you, and how to properly use it. So I wanted to break that down. 1 second. We're gonna give RT just a moment to do what she needs to do. How y'all doing? Did y'all want to call in and ask any questions? Let me just pull this phone number back up again for y'all, because if y'all have any questions, now would be the perfect time to call at 770-681-6679. That's 770-681-6679. So yeah, if y'all got any questions, please feel free to call us tonight. I'm very excited about this topic. This is so important. Oh my God, y'all, I really feel bad that I don't know this lady's name. She's a dancer, and when I tell you, honey, she's so tapped into her sexuality, her sensuality. It's serious. I'll be like, work it, girl. She's cold. And RT, you can just jump in anytime. What are y'all drinking on? What are y'all sipping on over there? And then if you're a guy tapping into sensuality and sexuality, you can do this too. You can do this too. This is so good. This is so important for all of us, not just females, guys, females. Because if we all tap into our sensuality, it's like, boom, it just makes it better it just helps everybody at that point. Now we all lit. Now we all in tune. Now we really can make real connections. Yes. And so tonight, y'all know how it is with me with my tarot readings. I do love readings, but I like to do general readings. I like to do readings where people can really figure out what they need to work on within themselves. But I will pull out love cards. I will definitely ask those questions for you guys, because I know a lot of people want to know about their love life. So I'm definitely going to make sure that I do that when I do this reading tonight. Alright, you alright?
Yes, God is just trying to put my son to sleep.
Oh, baby. Okay. Go ahead, love. Let me see, guys. So we're going to close out by 11. I'm going to make sure that I do the reading for you all. RT is amazing. Once she comes back on, I'm going to have her talk about her event that she has coming up, because I want you guys to know about it, especially even all of you baby witches, or our priestesses, our empresses, our goddesses, even if kings too, you know what I'm saying, like a priest too. I want you guys to be able to get more information about her events and what exactly it is that she does. That way, if you want to go, you can go. And that's the whole point with Tarot at the Dark. It's like, I want to bring all these people together so that everybody can connect and network and talk about these things that we should be talking about. We should be having these conversations. We should be wanting to know more about how to have fulfilling lives and be happier, because a lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are suicidal. A lot of people are not happy. A lot of people are just getting by. A lot of people don't even know the rules of engagement when it comes to relationships. And not only that, a lot of people are still broken and bruised with traumas and things that are unhealed within themselves. And so we live in the world, it's like very reactive. We see stuff, we hear stuff, and we respond and we react. And it's like, I feel like this space is created for us to sit still with intention, to talk about stuff that is deep, and talk about things that we really could use on our everyday lives to turn up and have the best life and have fun. And even when it's dark, to be able to control the energy and to get through that thing with the knowledge of how to do it, so that you can have a skill to not be self-destructive, but to actually practice alchemy and transmute your own energy to have a high vibrational life. So that's what we're doing here. That's what Tarot at the Dark is all about. We're just making it fun, and we just are down to earth, period. Because none of us are perfect, period.
Yeah.
So we come here transparent. But I was just giving you time to do what you needed to do while I broke down what's going on. Are you ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. So which question did you want me to go back to first? Because I know you had asked.
So the first question, I said, well, we already kind of talked about how it looks when you're involved with not involved with someone, but you're still practicing sensuality and sexuality. So I wanted to know, when you are involved with someone, how does that look? How does it look when you're being mindful and you're having these energy exchanges consciously? What does that look like?
That is that divine union, when both beings are balanced and they taking time to amplify themselves and work on self, and then they take time to tap in when it comes to their sensuality and sexuality. As long as they're orchestrating and doing it with divine intent each time, it will automatically amplify their connection each time. It will be extremely powerful each time. You can take time to do inner child healing, sexual, any type of trauma that you went through. It can get that deep when it comes to, if you have that divine union. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't have to have a partner to still tap into the healing aspect when it comes to everything that I just broke down. But I'm just, sharing that, of course, if you do, if you do have that balance being here, you are able to hold that space and share that level of space with each other. Definitely tap into it, because it's going to be blissful each time.
That was deep. So now we gotta go back, because we can't bypass what that looked like, because that's some, baby, you gotta be in connection with somebody to, one, be in your feelings about trauma and still trying to fuck. So what does that look like? What do that look like when you're doing, so say that it's me and I have a boyfriend, and we're discussing what you're talking about. Well, we want to transmute the energy from childhood trauma. What does that look like? How does you even start? How do you even get there with a person?
Okay, so it's normally it depends on, like, normally the dominant person in the whoever's in the relationship gonna be the one who initiate this part.
Okay.
But long as
we gotta break this thing down.
Yes, like, long as you do not mind approaching, like, straight up, like, don't overthink about it. Don't feel like it's weird or anything like that, because it's really deep, and it's really, that's a deeper connection. It's only go equal that deeper intimacy. So, like, just approaching your partner like, hey, you know, let's, instead of us maybe like doing inner childhood trauma, like doing it through like different rituals of meditation or going through different healers, let's do it, let's jazz it up even more and make it even more intimate about something that we create in our bedroom. So say for instance, say if you don't know really how you want to flow with it, just present it to your partner. By the time you done presenting it to your partner, y'all be done came up with a mutual ritual to do and jazz it up. Like, meaning, like, if that is you all just simply masturbating or like doing 69, but before y'all doing 69, y'all breaking down and y'all sharing beforehand all the traumas y'all went through or the traumas that's still bothering you. Like, take your time to do that first, and then while y'all are intimate, actually setting that intent, both of you all are visualizing the healing process of how that's happening, and y'all are healing each other while y'all are fucking, while y'all having sex, while y'all being.
Girl, 'cause we grown, it's okay, get into it. Because people need to know. We need to know how to do this.
Yes, ma'am. So it still goes back to that divine intent. Just share with your partner what's your intentions. Then y'all can mutually formulate what y'all want to focus on and set that. So whether how y'all want to do it, it don't matter, long as y'all, it's a mutual thing and y'all communicate that. That's even more important. Communicate what y'all focusing on. And like, meaning like, while before y'all get to the climax, making sure that you're holding that thought right there. And then boom, watch how quick it clears up bullshit in your life, and how that experience right there of y'all doing it that moment, probably like, damn, now we done had sex on how many times with each other, but this time way doors to each other. Like, so it's, hey, tap in.
This was powerful. I really hope that y'all took something from this. Really quickly, I want you to talk about your events really fast, because that's where I was. Let's talk about your events and what these events are and why someone should come.
Okay, so like I was saying a few moments ago, I was saying, like, I do love light and darkness events. So I do the events, meaning that it's family orientated, like the Soul Group Festival is annual. That's family orientated. It's for children, babies, whoever, elders. It's no age cutoff. So we just all coming together to honor each other and to support each other. So I do different like that throughout the year. Like little pop-up shops here and there. Like, I do that as well. And I also do what I refer to as my Divine Darkness events. So my Divine Darkness event, for example, will be this upcoming event in July. It is called Ethereal Bliss. And this event is literally dedicated to feeding your divine darkness fully, feeding your sensuality, learning. If you do not know how to feed it properly, you will learn by the time you leave this event. So this event is for mixing esoteric knowledge and interaction. So we'll have different workshops going on when it comes to the senses, breaking down the chakras and how each workshop amplify your chakras, as well as having erotic dance and touch, doing kiss and appreciation. So putting a sigil on your body, dressing it with some caramel, or
girl,
gotta kiss and find. And also breaking down the knowledge behind that sigil. So it's all about mixing the fun and the play. You know what I'm saying? Because we already be served the book way all the time. We always get served the love and light way all the time. And damn, that's cool. But look, can't forget about the darkness. Can't forget about that Kundalini.
About the darkness. Yes, ma'am. And because, honey, it's a beautiful place. There are so many beautiful things that grow from the dark. Just think about that. Think about it. Okay, you need the light, but you need the dark. It's yin and yang, baby. You can't have one without the other. Period.
That's right.
You know, like we ain't running over here, we ain't ducking, we hide. We confront all of the shit, so we could just all elevate and be greater and be better. So first of all, yes to the event. Sounds so litty. I also throw events, and I'm gonna definitely be bringing you in because I will pay you, girl, for bringing this lovely thing that you have going on to the event because they need to know about it. And I'm all for support, which is why I had Tarot at the Dark as well. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I hope when y'all watch this, y'all learn something. We're gonna ask one more time for a call in. I'm gonna give y'all another chance to call this line. The number is gonna be 770-681-6679. RT is here. Y'all better get her while y'all can, because after this, I'm going to have her break down how you can book her and get her information. So while the getting is getting good, you know, y'all might want to give us a call. One more time. 770-681-6679 for the number. We'll be sitting here for a couple of minutes before I close out. Just somebody may call. We'll answer if they call, but until then, tell us how we can find you. One.
Okay, so when it comes to social media, Instagram _ARTSY _SIDDHA. So again, on Instagram is one of the quicker ways to find me. I communicate. I'm pretty adamant when it comes to responding. So that's the quickest way to reach me. Depending on what it is, I don't mind giving my number, but that's the quickest way right there is through DM. And hit me up there. Instagram again is _ARTSY _SIDDHA.
And y'all heard it from me as well as RC here at Tarot at the Dark. Y'all, I hope that y'all learned something today because that was the point. I hope that y'all sitting there with y'all partners listening to this and y'all find it and y'all going through the motions with us and just feeling the vibe. And I close out. I always close out with a tarot reading. Tonight, I'm going to do a tarot reading on sensuality, okay? Intimacy. And I'm going to do a general reading. We're going to talk about it now. Guess what? And it may be, listen, let me tell y'all something about these general readings. If it don't apply, let it fly, okay? But I always, because this is Tarot at the Dark, so we're going to always bring the tarot, the astrology, any divination tools in it, because she came with a message, and the message was practice sensuality in life every day, because it's going to make you have a life filled with fulfillment. And it's amazing to learn so much about yourself through just exploring yourself. But I also have a message here from Spirit that I want to share as well. So I'm going to do a reading. Did you have any last words you want to give everybody before we close out?
Remember to have fun. Remember to have fun. Remember to take time to feed your inner child. Remember that is deeply important. And again, tap into that creativity. Take time to formulate those different avenues and how you want to tap into your sensuality. And be consistent. Most importantly, be consistent with yourself.
Yes, be consistent. That means applying it into your life every day. Before I get started, I wanted to also let you guys know that everybody on here needs to go to jreeds with an S, jreedscoachingandconsulting.com. Speaking of adding this into your life every day, you can click on become a member of the U University. The U University is my company, which is talking about how we're all just mini verses within the universe, and how we can use these tools once we tap in, and we can mirror the universe at its highest vibrations if we want to, or the lowest vibrations. So joining U University allows you to see these things in yourself, but have the tools there for you to practice it every day. So go on there, go to self-auditing sheets, and fill that out every morning. You say a prayer, how you meditate. If you work out, you write it down. If you did an affirmation, you write it down. Whatever you ate and fed yourself, physically, mentally, spiritually, you put it on a piece of paper, or you put it on your file, on your profile. And you do this every day. It's a dollar amount attached to every activity that you do. And guess what? Every 2 weeks, I do a drawing. Say the category is, I want to see who read for 30 minutes, because that is a category on there, at least every day for 4 days, or for 4 days out of the 7-day week. Let me see. Say there's $2 associated with that, and you did it 4 days out of the week. What's 2 times 4? That's 8. So we'll just hypothetically say now you get $8 cashed out to you if I draw your name. Okay, so that's how that works. So go to jreedscoachingandconsulting.com, click on become a member of the U University, and guess what? It's there for free for you, a tool you can use every day to wake up and tap into what? Your sensuality, mastering yourself, tapping into your divinity. And guess what? You even can create a profile for other people who can upload the things that they do every day, so y'all can inspire each other. And it's all free. So go on there and make sure that y'all take care of that, because we have to be mindful of each other. Each one teach one. That's what this is about. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. But really quickly, everybody, clear out your energy. Okay, because we're about to do a reading up in this piece about sensuality and how to incorporate it in your life. And what side of the scale you on. Are you high vibrational? Are you low vibrational? What it is that you need to do. And this is a general reading. If it do not apply, let it fly. Because we're tapping into all kind of energy that's on this line. Okay? So, let's pull it and see. Spirit, what is it that you need to say to the collective? Please use me as the best of the state, whatever it is that you need for the collective to hear. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be able to pass this message on the live here, to say what it is that you need for me to say. Spirit, what is it that you need to say to the collective tonight, regarding sensuality, regarding sexuality? Some of us need to surrender. Alright? So I just want to say to Capricorns that's listening to this period, but definitely even if you have Capricorn in your chart, but even if not, I'm just saying Capricorns, this is what came out. But this is for everybody, but I just called y'all because this is what I feel called to do, is that y'all need to surrender. If any of y'all have any traumas, because see the devil card in tarot, it talks about Capricorn-like things at its lowest vibrations, which is sexual addictions, which is trauma, which is, it deals with restrictions, self-limiting beliefs, money, and your addictions to money. We need to heal these areas in all of our lives, and look and overlook these areas, skim through these areas in your life, and surrender to whatever it is that whatever comes to you as it relates to your healing. Like, what do you need to heal when it comes to those things? Some of us are dealing with, some of us here actually have been sexually assaulted and have sexual traumas attached to our bodies still, even if this happened a long time ago. There are traumas there, and your behavior today as an adult, and the things that you manifest and dwell in as an adult, some of that is attached to that sexual trauma. So there are things like any kind of addiction that needs to be healed within ourselves. Some of us even drug addictions, if that's the case. But you guys need to surrender to that experience, and surrender to actually sitting there, losing control, and just be like, let me dive in and see what is really going on with me. And that's what I'm getting. I'm also getting that there are some of us contemplating on emotions, some of us thinking very, very hard about our feelings and about emotions and about how we feel regarding these things. Some people doing this now. Some people are in this space where they want to heal these parts of themselves, and some people need to wake up and do this so they can have better relationships sexually. So you can have better relationships in terms of all the relationships that you have when you heal this part of yourself. Yes, y'all got the receiving card. Some of us need to just receive what it is that God is trying to give to us through the trials and tribulations that we have experienced, and look at how you're looking at those situations that came to destroy you. It really was to give you more wisdom. It really was to teach you more about yourself. It really was to help you grow within, even though it came in the form of something that appeared to be something coming to destroy you. Okay? And so y'all need to receive that. That's going to be a gift. Y'all got this right here. This is a gift. Y'all see this present? That's your gift. Your gift is your experiences. So count your blessings, okay? Even those that don't appear to be blessings, just thank God and know that things happen for you, not just to you. I'm getting that some of y'all healing partnerships. Some of y'all are healing y'all partnerships by healing yourselves. Some of y'all need to heal partnerships and forgive some people from your past. That's what I'm getting strongly. I'm getting that a lot of people not receiving the abundance they want because these are the areas that need to be healed. So again, any of the Capricorns on the line, I'm really talking to y'all to specifically right now to just heal these parts of yourself, because every sign, every zodiac sign comes with afflictions. And y'all specifically, when it comes to sex addictions, when it comes drug addictions, anything related to money, anything related to these things, if y'all have any kind of like hurt in that area, make sure y'all specifically heal this area, because once y'all come out of that, y'all can be like, come on now, if you transmute that, like think about now you got big money, now you got powerful sexual energy where you in control of it, and it's not controlling you, because that's just what's going on with y'all. And so when you control that, you're going to go so much further. But this message is for everybody. I just was called to say Capricorns because the devil card did come out, and I wanted to say to y'all because I felt drawn to let y'all know, guess what, when you heal that space and you address those things, you're going to feel so much better in everyday life and in your partnership. Some of y'all lack creativity. Y'all need to get more creative. Some of us need to get more creative as it relates to the talent, as it relates to getting creative about how you approach things. Even this sensuality, sexuality thing, maybe y'all need to look at sensuality and sexuality different and not think of it as, yo, I'm just popping my ass, or, oh, I got a big dick, you know, things like that. And I'm thinking that, and feeling that, it needs to come from more of a space of, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? What do I want? How does what I want make me feel? What do it look like? You know, what is it that I want to heal? What do it look like when I'm healed? What do my life look like? What do my day look like when I'm walking around happy at my highest vibrational self? And really just tapping into these things and getting real deep with it. Get real deep with it. Get real involved with it. You know what I'm saying? When I'm making love to this woman, how does this make my body feel? How does this make me feel? What place am I trying to go? What we making love? What is our destination? We making love, but and I'm thinking about, we about to go to the beach next week. You know, this shit so fire, like this connection so strong. I'm gonna, you know, picture yourself where you're trying to go, like where this connection is. Like, get deep with it, get creative with it, okay? You know, when I dance, say you a dancer. Hey, when I dance, I wanna, you know, I want my back to elongate and my legs to look longer, and I wanna look just more. You gotta picture yourself. You gotta picture how you feeling. Like, so as a creative, I mean, that is what I mean by creativity. Get creative. Do shit with intention, everything. And so that's what I'm getting for y'all tonight, that there are just, people need to get more deeper within themselves, and Capricorns especially, but everybody needs to dig into their childhood traumas, need to deal into anything that has to do with sexual abuse, or abuse of drugs, or abuse of money, abuse of power, restrictions, self-limiting beliefs. Like, these are all things that need to be tackled so we can heal this part of ourselves. But that's what I have for you guys. That is what reading came out. I want to go over it one more time. Make sure I didn't leave behind nothing. Yeah, get in y'all emotions. Tap into y'all emotional body and feel yourselves more. And that's what I really got. And I hope that this resonated for most of you guys. We all know here, if you will feel it if it was for you. Do you feel like you got trauma you still hold on to in your body? Do you feel like you have addictions? Do you feel like, you know, you attached to money? Do you feel like, damn, if I'm broke, I feel shitty? If I ain't got no money, oh, it's the end of the motherfucking world. Oh, you know, damn, if I ain't got no money, I can't manifest and go to the next phase because I feel like I need money in order to make boom, 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 instead of being like, let me work with what I got. Let me work with what I have. Let me use what's within me. Let me use the connections that I have. Let me use the resources that I have. God damn it, I might not have Gucci, but I got something that look like Gucci. I could cut some shit up, make some shit. What, these are hypothetically speaking, but I'm just saying, like, make it work. You know what I'm saying? And not, when I say a bad attachment to money, I mean by that, where it completely can change and alter your state because you lack finances. So you are the money. Your vibration is the money, and you will attract. And let's not chase, let's attract by just walking in that vibration. So that's what I got for y'all tonight. RC, you've been so bomb. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I really, really appreciate you. This was so dope. I'm definitely going to subscribe to your events. And I definitely need to talk to you about how I can book you for my event.